Yeah, we right. Covered up my pain and these scars with all this ice. You be in the streets for nothing, you ain't got no strife. Talk about it, everybody wanna live a street life. You ain't trying to go get rich, you ain't trying to take a risk.
So Niners.
Niners?
49ers.
Feel like I ain't seen y'all in a minute, man.
Cause we skipped last week.
Yeah, we did.
So really this would be 11 and 12. I mean, yeah, 11 and 12.
Nah,
but
yeah, that's right.
But we had skipped last week.
Oh,
we
yeah.
still rolling though. Not the 9th episode already.
What y'all been
Already.
up to? It's been a minute.
Man,
Nothing.
working, cooking, kids, family,
Life.
life been life.
Like,
Ain't it always?
Life been.
so we getting right into it, man. This Yellow Beezy and Mo 3 shit is still like popping.
That's
Catch
crazy.
me up. I have no idea what's going on. I'm not hip.
They've been beefing for a minute though.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
it started with like this comedian guy who was
And he was funny.
yeah, Roy Lee.
Yeah,
he was funny as
he
hell.
was
Funny
funny,
looking too,
yeah.
and he was funny. That's what made him funny. So him and Mo 3 was like best of friends.
Okay.
But Roy Lee wanted to get into a boxing match for $8,000 with Yellow Beezy. Yellow Beezy, a real street nigga, man. He wasn't, he
He
wasn't
don't
trying
look
to do
like
that
it either.
shit.
Like when
He
you
is
see
for
him,
real though.
No, I know, but I'm
Yeah.
saying like, but when you like see him, like you don't, you know,
Get the real
it don't
street
give you
nigga,
that. Yeah.
So
But yeah.
the boxing match never happened. So Roy Lee went on there and called out Yellow Beezy like he was a hoe sucker and all that shit. And
All for boxing?
it was more into it. So they called him after a show. Not on quoted. Roy Lee didn't do it, but he was caught after a show right after he made an interview.
Allegedly.
And yeah, allegedly, and he got shot in the leg. Then 2 weeks later, he had a show again after he healed up, and he passed away after the show from complications for blood clot.
Dang.
Went up to his heart. But he
Wow.
supposed to got surgery the next day after his
show.
performance.
That's crazy.
And he died the following day, they say. He died, but I don't know if it was the exact next day, but that's what they said. It was the very next day he supposed to have surgery, and he passed away from the blood clot.
I never like really listened to Yellow Beezy music,
Yeah,
but
me
I
neither.
like MO3. MO3. He had the one song, you know, the
Come outside. He got a lot of
Yeah,
songs.
Come
But
Outside.
that was
you
like
know
the
I
hit
know that song, right.
yeah. But like I used to listen to his music like up until then.
Didn't he die on the freeway?
Yeah. So after that shit happened with Roy Lee passing away, Mo 3 really got on it. He got on that time with them dudes, man, and like they saying allegedly again, he was the one who shot Yellow Beezy at a club performance down there.
Really?
And Yellow Beezy was by himself. But how you know he did it? Because Mo 3 made a song and talked about everything that happened on the freeway.
For real.
Yeah.
I never really understood that, but like artists or like rappers that rap like rap about stuff like that. Like why they be so why is rapping about it on a song? Like why is you telling people what you did or doing on a song? Like especially if I shot somebody, ain't nobody on there. Unless you found out. But I'm not about to get on the song and be like, yeah, caught you on the freeway, bada bee, babe. I'm not about to do that. I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
Discrimination at its finest.
I'm just saying. You
man.
get what I'm saying? I just would like, cause you antagonizing the other side to make them, you know,
I mean,
the right
ain't that the
person, they gonna-
history of kind of gangster rap, though?
Man,
Beef rap, I say. I ain't gonna
Yeah,
say
okay,
gangsta
beef rap,
when it's
yeah.
beef. But that really just didn't get like going on to the younger people. Like you ain't hear like the only person who no, not even Tupac, although he was going straight dissing.
Ice Cube did no Vaseline.
But no, as far as like what Lee's saying, like motherfuckers talking about it. Like I did this, I did that. The younger wave started that shit.
Yeah.
And then they'll go on go on live and recording, pulling up to their ops and all that kind of stuff. And that was like, but Mo 3 was really on that. Like,
Yeah.
And so he lost his life for what again? Because of his friend passing away?
I'm guessing so. I don't know if that, but he lost his life. No, he lost his life because he allegedly had something to do with Yellow Beezy getting shot up. So that's how
But
it
that
came
was
about.
retaliation from his friend being shot in
Yeah,
the leg, right? And
yeah,
then
and then
dying
passing. Yeah,
from the blood clot.
yeah,
Yeah.
And all this stems from a boxing match for $8,000. So
Allegedly.
essentially, you lost your life. What? Two people lost their lives for 8,000,
And then
damn,
somebody in jail.
and
yeah.
now somebody in jail.
So
eight
they
thousand
paid him,
dollars.
and that's what So
I mean, what is the value of life now?
Yeah.
Like, I just don't understand. Like, as we talking about this, this is just really what comes to mind for me. It's really what is the value of life. Like, I get that some things are entertainment, and I understand how, even in music, you want to vent. Even in music, and that just goes throughout history, no matter the genre of music. People
yeah,
have always vented in their music.
Yeah.
But when do you have to, why
and that's
do
a
you
good
have to
one.
lose your
The
life?
value. What's the value of life? Because even that's deep, man. Because like some situations are unavoidable, man.
Yeah.
When you get put in situations that are unavoidable, and then it's like you left with really nothing to do. Like I was put in a situation like that, but
Right, so it's like, is violence always the key or can you prevent it?
I don't think violence is always the key, especially when you got something to lose.
I think that it depends on the situation.
Yeah, it depends on the shit. Like, yeah, it depends. Like, if it's like a real, deep situation, you gotta kind of like step back from the situation and see, like, man,
I mean,
is it is it
sometimes
is it is it worth it? Because, like, I got kids. You hear what I'm saying?
I get it,
So,
but
like, I gotta think about that. I got a family. I gotta think about that. Like, I can't put my life in jeopardy for me possibly not making it home to them over a situation that can be resolved with just a simple, all right,
maybe it
bro.
can be resolved, but maybe it can't. Because if you gonna keep punking me out, how many times you want me to keep dealing with you? Like, I don't want to keep coming into a scene. Like, if I'm beefing with somebody or have a disagreement with somebody, then that's what it is.
Yeah,
But every time I see you, I'm not about to keep having that same disagreement with you.
yeah,
Something's gonna have to
something
end.
gonna happen.
Something's gonna have to shake. Like, it has to be resolved in some type of way. Because
right.
if it doesn't, then it's gonna lead to somebody losing their life.
No, you got a point. I,
She got a
I, I,
point.
I hear you, but still, it's like, if I got a problem with street, all right, like a real problem, like, when I see you, I want to put hands on you, I want to hurt you, right? And instead of nobody like really saying nothing, Streeto could be like, hey, bro, like, look, like, what's the problem? Like, what is your problem with me? Why don't you like me? Not that I care that I'm going to sleep trying to figure it out, but bro, I'm not thinking about you, bro. Like, we don't have to be friends. You could be over there. I could be over here.
Stay out my way.
Yeah,
Or
like,
even like,
even if you see it, we just, boop, but that's it.
Right, but you have some people that do that though, and that's the point. It's like, you can look at it and you can say it from, a grown perspective or an educated perspective,
Yeah,
but not everyone is like that.
yeah,
So
that's
when
what I'm
you are
saying.
faced with somebody that is always fucking with you, how do you prevent violence from that? How do you keep being the bigger person and saying, I'm just gonna walk away from you?
let me tell you, it is crazy that you said that because that was like the situation with me. Like I don't want to, like exactly
Right,
like you
you've been
said,
through that before.
you can't just keep thinking a person going, you know what I'm saying, like let stuff go on and on if they could, especially if you trying to walk away from it. You know what I mean? Exactly like you said, I never was like the person that bringing the drama in the situation with me. You know what I'm saying? Like it's the time where you gotta let shit go. Like I don't want these problems. You know what I mean? Because I know what it possibly could lead to. Because at that time, that was real street shit. So you just can't, like she said, you can't. What you supposed to do? Your back against the wall in certain situations.
But could you
Sometimes you
just,
don't, like you say, a person and a person. What you do? What you do when you put in a me or you situation? I love my life. It's people that love me, that want me to be around. It's certain stuff you need to think about where you need to be having these same kind of thoughts. It'll be a time where somebody can lose their life in a situation, and unfortunately, that's what happened. You
And just
know?
like Mo 3, he lost his life on the freeway. For $8,000, right?
allegedly.
Okay. Allegedly.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, he got paid for. You know, they didn't. The dude saying they ain't pay him the rest of the money. But that's you like. Can you prevent it? Can you prevent shit? Like, can you? That's something you really gotta ask yourself.
I guess certain things you can't prevent, but at the same time, I feel you can, cause
You
I
can't
mean,
really say that, bro, because
I
it
mean, it's like
depends.
you feel like you can, but, and I'm sorry, I
It
didn't mean
depends on
to.
the person.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't want to like me and you. Like, we are two totally different people.
yeah,
The younger me. I didn't like violence. I turned my cheek in a minute. You know what I mean? You know, I ain't no killer. You know what I mean? So it's like you gonna be so peaceful, really want to talk it out. But if I get put to a certain extent, I don't want to. You know what I'm saying? If I don't really want to keep dealing with shit like that. I'm
and I
really gonna try to walk away from it to the best. But if I can't walk away from it, you put me in a situation where, nah, what do I do?
yeah.
You
People
know?
die over road rage.
That-
People die over so much
and
stupid shit.
it's been a lot of shootings on the freeway here in Detroit.
Yeah.
Over on the freeway, 96, 94,
Yes.
Lodge.
All of that.
You damn near better not blow the horn at a nigga. You don't know what he going through.
You don't. And that's
Like the situation, even like with King Von, like dog knew that it's certain people you really can't play with like that. Like you know, like certain people like King Von not about to be no fighting guy. So you know, I mean he'll fight, but you know you
Yeah.
gotta kill him. That
But
situation.
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. It's like it's just the
But
way
that situation could have been prevented.
it's just the way we coming up. It's like that's damn near all we know. It's either you fight or you trying to shoot somebody. You hear what I'm saying? In certain situations, they ain't fighting. We gonna shoot your man over here. All right, we gonna come get your man over there. All right, we gonna. It's like playing tennis. You playing tennis with people's lives.
Yeah.
Like I want to go outside and be comfortable. I don't want to go outside and be like, I can't go over here because I know they don't like me, and if they catch me over here, they gonna do something to me.
change your environment.
I don't want that. That's what I'm trying to get to. Like you got to change your environment.
Because some people can't, like, you know, depending on where you grow up, say if you a kid and you growing up somewhere, you can't move, or, you know, if you don't have family to go to whilst you're being bullied or someone is always constantly attacking you,
Right.
what do you do in that situation? Like, not everyone can avoid being attacked.
Right.
Like, you can't avoid saying, you know what, I'm just going to walk away from you. I see that you're angry right now. We'll talk later. You can't do that all the time.
That's like
So-
exactly. You saying some shit like because everything you saying is like making sense to like even like my situation like you can't. I don't want to clear a lot of stuff up. Like it wasn't a bully situation. It was a situation where every time we see each other, it's a problem, and you know what I mean. So it never was like a bullying situation. Like, but damn, every time you
But if
see
it's
me,
a
we gotta
problem
fight,
every
we gotta
time,
have
right.
a shootout. You know what I mean? And that I don't. Who wants to live like that? Like you said, when you go out, when you want to go outside, you want to be able to be like not like this. And that's how it was. It was time when I leave out the house, I'm looking on the side of my house. I'm driving up the street, worrying about what corner I'm about to turn because I don't know what's gonna happen. And that ain't no who
Right.
want
So
to
could
live
you
like
have
that.
changed your environment? Could you have moved away from your environment to there, or
At that-
maybe not put yourself in certain situations where you know a certain person was gonna be? Like sometimes, you know, when they say to prevent something where you know like, no, I ain't gonna go there because I already know what's gonna happen. People gonna get too
Yeah.
live. People gonna, you know, I'm gonna brush into somebody I don't know because
Yeah.
it's the popular spot.
Yeah.
So then you stop going to certain places because you know the person is gonna be there. But then mentally, what does that do to you? Mentally, when you tell yourself, no, I ain't gonna go there because I know that this person is gonna be here, and you telling your friends all the time, or you missing out on something because of a certain situation, like what are you supposed to do? Like what?
You're right because
Yeah.
you put yourself in
I mean,
certain
you got
situations
to me, you
ain't
just gonna have
got
to face it.
Like even the night of that, I didn't have to really go to that party, but we went because it was a going away party, like you said. Like damn, if I ain't put myself in that situation, what would have happened? Would it still would have went down like that if I wasn't there? You get what I'm saying? But
And like me, like I just be like, man, I ain't going over there because I know such over there. I ain't no punk, but man, I'm just chilling, bro. I don't feel like arguing. I don't feel like walking in the room and the energy change. Like I want to be over here where I want it. I want to do what I, you know what I'm, if that makes
Yeah,
sense.
that's how. Yeah.
Cause yeah, I don't want to be nowhere I ain't want it. Or because see with me, if I don't like you and you walk in the room, that's not gonna change my energy. I'm still gonna be the same me. But some people can walk in the room and they don't like the person and their energy will change.
Yeah.
I don't let people control my energy because then they got power over you. You see what I'm saying? So I never I don't even know if anybody don't like me, but if they don't like me, that's kind of like their problem because I'm not thinking about you. I don't even know nobody that I don't like.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So if I see if I'm around somebody and they don't like me, I kind of feel sorry for them. Like, damn, bro, I got that much power over you. Like, nah, don't let me have that much power over you, bro. Like,
Yeah.
I don't want to have that power over you, cause you can use that energy for anything else. Put that energy towards your girl, your kids, your friends, your business, cause that's a lot. Hating somebody is a lot of energy. That'll drain you.
You know, and that to me, you know, that's a grown perspective of it, and I get it. But again, it still falls back to like that's your energy.
Yeah.
That's how you elude everything.
Cause
That's what comes out of
everybody
you.
don't have that
But
energy.
everybody don't
Cause
have
people,
that.
cause they're not around people like that. They're around people that's on the tip.
Exactly.
Everybody got
That
guns
amp 'em
on them.
up.
Everybody ski master. Everybody drinking drugs. So the mentality is, yeah, we're gonna pop these niggas when we see them. It's on sight. That's like the one video when the dude went to the gas station. They was like in the South, and he just walking to the gas station. His enemy comes into the gas station. He turned around like, and he looked like, oh, okay. Run outside, get his gun, and they start shooting in the gas station. My man ran out the back door.
Yeah.
So you see what I'm saying? Like, some of that shit is taught, and it's in the music.
It's definitely in the music, but the young of us, me like I couldn't like how you just said that energy and all that stuff. I couldn't. Now I could be like that, but then I couldn't. My end, if I don't care for a person, man, they almost gonna know it because I don't fuck with you, dog. I don't.
Yeah.
I don't even want you around me. Even I'm still like that now, but I want to address it now because I'm not on that shit.
Yeah.
I'm not. So I could still be in the room with a person who I don't care for at all, but you ain't gonna know it. I'm just gonna, like you said, I'm gonna stay over here. I'm gonna stay out your way because if I feel like any funny face looking at me, I might give you a reason to address it because I just might want to be like that because I don't care for you that much.
Yeah.
Just think about the money that got put on Dolph head.
Right.
But what happened initially before that, when he got his truck shot up 100 times, shit, Dirk, and the shit with Quando.
Yeah, like with Dirk.
Everything lead from a situation.
Like I like Dirk. Like I like his music. I would like to see him grow. You know what I'm saying?
Because he was like going to superstar stardom.
I want to know. I want to just see like what else. Cause I know he got kids. I know he got a family. I know he's smart. You know what I'm saying? Like I kind of want to know that side. Like it could still be some good music, but he got the opportunity to like really move these kids.
Especially from where he from.
Yeah, like move these kids. Like all right, it's other things. All right, you could do this too, or you could do that too. I'm not really like touching on his situation, but I just don't be getting how like rappers, man, they be so successful, but they still just be like
getting put in position, like
tied to stuff where it's like
tied to the streets.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. It's like it's okay to still have your friends, to still woo, but you gotta kind of like separate that, man, because man, you got the golden ticket.
Yeah,
like
the bag.
You got what everybody trying to get. That's why I really like respect Jay-Z so much, man, because he just knew how to just separate himself and not get tied up in shit.
I was looking at something on that. I never knew that the courts was trying to give Beanie Siegel not over to Jay-Z, but like, will you be the owner? Like, will you be responsible for him like this in this way? And Jay-Z said no.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bean said like that's what like. Like,
But you,
but now imagine if the courts would have asked Dirk that for Von. Dirk ain't about to say no. He'll say yeah.
but it's two different
That's what I'm
situations.
saying.
Dirk
Like,
and Von real friends. They grew up together. Jay-Z and Beanie, they met on some business type stuff. Jay-Z went in Philly with Beanie Siegel. I think he was so young at the time. And that's Jay-Z.
okay, yeah,
You see what I'm saying? You like,
yeah.
oh man, but yeah, like
But
Jay-Z friends is like Ty and them. Now if he told Ty, no, I can't do it, I'd be like,
it'd have been
damn,
different,
Jay-Z,
huh?
he's
Yeah.
shiesty. But yeah, you can't really compare those two situations. You know what I'm saying? But I just know, like, if I was in that position, and I'm not saying Dirk wrong, I'm not like judging him, but I would just like, man, I love y'all my peoples, but I just gotta separate myself.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then, depending on the situation, you probably can't do that.
The only
He
thing
probably
about
gotta
Dirk,
keep.
he just rapped about too much of that shit in his songs too.
Yeah.
You know, like they really made that shit cool to be talking about people and smoking people, in y'all rap songs, and like
Yeah.
that's some hurtful shit to be. Like I could never make a song where I'm saying names of niggas that's dead.
Yeah.
Like that's just a new wave. I can't do that. That's hurtful.
Because you gotta think, man, both sides got families. Like, both sides got kids, mothers, siblings, fathers. Like, you put all that in jeopardy, and then you locked up. Like, what about the kids now?
I remember, I'll never forget when you told me, man, you was mad at me. Like, damn, bro.
I was disappointed. Yeah, I hated you for real. I used to come and see you, but I hated you.
Hated?
Yeah, I hated Street Hope for a minute. Because he put himself in a situation, like, I just never thought. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know we was running around. I was younger, but
I was big bro, so it's like, man, nigga, you didn't.
I was disappointed in you.
I know you was. I never forget. I ain't know you. I ain't don't that hated word. You ain't never tell me that. You just told me
hate
it's
a strong
disappointment.
word.
Yeah, man.
My teacher always tell me, like, don't never use the word hate.
So you was mad at you, man. Damn, I never knew that, but but we here now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I'm speaking in the past tense.
Yeah. I mean, I never forget. Like disappointment was a thing to be coming from somebody younger than me.
Yeah.
But I respected it though.
How loyal are you to the streets? To the point that you never leave them and then you don't elevate your life? It's so many people out here that lose their life to the streets, whether, you 6 feet under or you in jail for life. Like, and I just heard a clip where it was a young man who was in his 20s that's serving consecutive life sentences, just for some street shit, for being in a gang, for being loyal to the streets.
I don't have no loyalty to the streets.
I mean, you don't, because you a different type of man.
But I'm saying, even when I was in the streets, I did. Because I saw the streets never did nothing for nobody that was in the streets. It's either hurt them or slow them down. Or it'll pacify you, what I'm saying, for a minute. But I never seen not too many people. You got 365 days a year. You shooting the dice every day with the streets.
Yeah, but
and one
it's
of them
like,
days you're
what
gonna
do you
crap
do
out.
if that's all you know? You see what I'm saying? Like, some people, when that's all they know, they die to it, they live it, they breathe it.
Yeah.
So then what? So then you have people, and then you have men and women that no longer want that for themselves and try to do better, right?
Right.
But it's like sometimes when you try to do better, like, say you no longer prostituting,
Right.
and you get you a real job.
Right.
But you go back to your girls and, oh, girl, we about to go trick with this man. He got these couple dollars for us.
Right.
Come on with us.
Right.
And you like, no, I got to get up and go to work in the morning. I can't do it.
Yeah.
So now you faced with a situation where it's like, are you playing your girls? Because now you're not there. You're not there for them. You're not watching their safety. You're not making a couple of dollars that you know is going to bring you a little bit more than it's 9 to 5. But you choose to leave that lifestyle to do something different with your life. Like, is there a point where you have to leave everybody behind so that you can you know, be a little bit better, excel in life, and do something different?
I think
Because I think that, excuse me, I do think that people have a problem with that. I think that, and that especially men, and I know that I'm not a man, but I watch certain men battle with going back to the block, going back and spending time, knowing they got to get up in the morning, knowing that they got to go to work in the morning, but your boys call you out. Your boys want to hang with you. And that's what you know, because those are your guys. You loyal to them. But how loyal to them are you? How loyal are you to them than you are to yourself?
yeah,
Because at a certain point, you have to choose yourself.
you do.
But most people don't.
You're gonna look out for yourself more than anybody. You know what
I
I'm saying?
wonder at what point do you realize that? Like, not.
So it might take a couple bumps on the head to like get there, right? Cause like I wasn't I wasn't the street. I'm not saying I wasn't the street dude. You know what I'm saying? I just was in the neighborhood, and my friends all was doing their things. I was just a product of my environment, and I just kind of adapted to it. But at a certain point, I was like, I want to do something else. I bought a camera, told some of my friends. Some of them was like, "What? You about to do what? You got a camera?" Laughing. You know what I'm saying? I was driving nice cars. I went and got a car in my name, a Ford Fusion. I went from driving a nice cars to a Ford Fusion. They thought I was driving a rental. But I'm around other people like, you need to get some car credit.
That's what it
You
is.
need to get car credit. You need to, my auntie had amazing credit. You need to get some credit card, get some credit in your name. You need to start doing X, Y, and Z. So while I'm over here with these people for a certain time, but then I'm over here with my friends, and I was seeing the difference. Like, okay, it's more than just what we was doing. Yeah, we was having fun and all that, but wasn't nobody teaching us, hey, you should do this, you should try this. Like, we had money, but wasn't nobody saying, hey, you should go and invest in this.
Yeah.
You should go and do this. It was just what we doing today. We got to go to the mall, X, Y, and Z. But when I had bought that camera, and I never forget, I was following Vezo, Ice with Vezo, and I was like following him around. And this guy, you know who I'm talking about with this guy, he was at an Escalade pickup truck, and he was in the club. And he like, what's up, baby? I'm like, what up? He was like, what you got a camera for? I was like, I'm shooting vids. He like, you taking pictures? I'm like, no, I'm recording them. I'm doing video. And he kind of like laughed, like, man, you crazy.
Because he knew before that. He knew before you picked up the camera.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But in that split moment,
How did it make you feel, though?
that's what I'm saying. In that split moment, my feelings was hurt. So in that split moment, I could have said, man, bump this. I'm going to go back to doing what I was doing. Or, man, I'm going to just stay down and believe in what I see down the line and keep going. And thank God, I just kept going. You see what I'm saying? But I know if I would have put that down and went to the right, my life could have been way different.
And it's just so unfortunate because some people can try and still never elevate. Some people can try and still go back to what they're used to because that's all they know.
That's all they know.
That shit hard. I ain't gonna lie. Transitioning from this, you know what I'm saying? Like, I never forget, like, me and Raheem, how we used to talk. Like, you talk about, you have a conversation, damn, what you make today, bro? You go from block conversations to what you made today to, nigga, I put in 40 hours this week. Shit, I put in 48. I know what my check gonna be looking like. You know what I mean? You go from these conversations to these conversations, and that shit, that's a hard transition. Is it a
humbling experience?
Going straight, hell yeah, it's a humbling experience to go from going from making a few checks in a few hours to getting one check in a week. Man, a humbling experience, but it's with growth. That's why I say, as far as street shit, man, I never go back that route, just because if you ain't made it in the streets by now, my age, bro, do what you're doing, like work.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, so getting away, like you said, at least you gotta leave some shit behind if you feel you gotta elevate and move on. It ain't about leaving nobody behind. Like she said, it's about doing better for you.
Yeah, it's not like
I catch it like you. I ain't gonna lie, like, bro, like I always, you know what I'm saying? I always tell my hat, you my best friend, but I still love your success, and I still I clap. You know, I clap. You know, I clap for you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I know what it was and I know what it is now. So that elevation that you moved on, hell yeah, get away. Shit, ain't
Yeah.
nothing wrong with getting away if you can.
But still,
If you
but,
can.
but,
Yeah,
but
if you
still, but
can,
like,
for
but if you
real.
get away, still like touch on people, or still be, accessible to people, like where you from or people that you know what I'm saying. Like, I always like still people to this day I talk to, and I just try to like push them and motivate them, and you know what I'm saying, because I might not know it, but I might be like motivation for somebody else.
Of course.
But me, I might not think like that because I think I'm just doing my thing. But then I'll be in a neighborhood and somebody be like, dang, Touch, man, I'm just doing your thing, bro. And I look back like, okay, this is bigger than me. You see
You
what I'm
got people
saying?
watching
Like,
and paying attention.
people watching and paying attention.
I just wish that everybody thought that way. Because
Yeah.
then we wouldn't lose so many of our black men to the streets and to violence and to thinking that they don't have a way out. It's so many people that feel like they don't have a way out and they become comfortable with where they are and what their situation is and feel like that's all they have.
Yeah.
I really wish that some people could understand that everyone is capable of elevating, no matter where you are in life.
Facts.
No matter what you're doing in life,
Facts.
you can always do better.
Facts. Preach.
That's all I got.
Preach. And that young dog like, preach.
Rest in peace. Another one.
All right, so we're going to wrap this up, man, episode 9, and we're going to wrap this joint up.
Cheers.
Shout out to my people at Plug Collection, man, for getting me the gear.
Man, she would give me one of them. Black.
Dog.
I like black.
Yeah, I'm gonna tap in with them.
Yeah, man. Because the jacket cold.
Yeah, the whole fit code. I like it.
Yeah.
Something about navy blue.
You see the bottom, though? How the bottom, like, wrapping, how to hit the, man,
Details
that's
on it.
cold. With
You know, all the way up, just match that. Man, shout out to my guys at Plug Collection, Detroit.
All right.
We out, episode 9.
And we back, baby. Episode 9 in the biz act.
Let me finish this so I can get my little bottle.
All right,